Oh my God, I did. After all that, bro, I did something really dumb. Really dumb. I forgot to put my camera on the screen. So they can hear me, but I was going to say hello without the... G'day, legends! TJC Sports here. Welcome back to another legendary NRL Livestream reaction there. You almost didn't have me here for this one. You just had my wonderful voice to listen to, which, I mean, I guess it's halfway there, but it's not quite as good, is it? You want the whole package when you jump onto these streams here. Getting ready for a big one. Our first of three on this Super Saturday legend. It is the Newcastle Knights versus the New Zealand Warriors at McDonald Jones Stadium. Newcastle Knights' first home game of the year for them. They are yet to lose a game as of yet, legends, despite me tipping them to lose in both games so far this year. Just unbelievable stuff. Hello to everybody in the chat. It's great to have you all here. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that like button, subscribing. And if you're not new, you should hit the like button anyway. Show some support, guys. Come on. Honestly, thank you all so much for the incredible growth we had yesterday. Let's continue on to a great day today. In terms of lineups for this game, legends, which is due to kick off in 2 minutes, we have the Newcastle Knights with Fletcher Hunt at fullback, with Dom Young and Greg Marju on the wings. Bradman Best and Dane Gagai are in your centres, with Tyson Gamble and Sandon Smith in the halves. Jacob Saifiti and Trey Mooney are in the props. Jacob Saifiti captaining the team, with Phoenix Crossland at hooker. Dylan Lucas Mucus Pucus, as we call him, even though that's not his real name, lines up in the second row with Jermaine McEwen, or as we love to call him, McQueen here on the channel, Lightning McEwen. Matt Croker is the lock. The bench is Tyson Frizzell, Thomas Camp, Pasami Solo, Francis Mataleodor, Harrison Graham, and Cody Hopwood, which sounds like I want to be Hopgood. As for the visiting side today, for the New Zealand Warriors, we have Tane Tuapiki at fullback, with Dallin Watenya-Selesniak and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on the wings. Leka Halasima and Ali Leatua are going to run rampant today in the centres, with Luke Hanson and Tanner Boyd in the halves here. James Fisher-Harris and Jackson Ford are your props, with Wade Egan at hooker. Jacob Laban, Morgan Gannon in the second row, and Aaron Clark at lock. The rest of the bench is Sam Healy, Dimitri Varmoga, Tanner Stower-Smith, Murata Niokore, Alafinyan Khan Pereira, and Mitchell Barnett here. Let's get ready for it, legends. In exactly 1 minute, we are going to be kicking off the first half here. In terms of predictions for this game, I'm going for the New Zealand Warriors 1-12 in this one. I think the Knights will be able to put up a fight, but with the losses of Kalen Ponga, Dylan Brown, and also Sharp is unavailable for them as well, it's hard to see them not struggling compared to last week. Because I feel like while they won last week and they were by far the better team for almost all the game, you do have to ask your questions, right? I mean, at the end of the day, Manly have not looked good to start the year. Let's be honest, especially in the defense. I know it was one game, but for me, Manly are a team I was worried about heading into the year, and they showed it last week. This is the opportunity for the Newcastle Knights to show me that despite the fact that they were doing well, a few good players down last week, whether they can do it consistently against good teams, because the Warriors have shown to be a very consistently good team here, legends. Also, apparently, it's Jackson Ford's 100, so that's another thing to hype up for the Wars. Anyways, let's read some of your legendary chats before this game. Shane J. Hay in the chat says, 3 streams in a day. I must be dreaming. You are not dreaming, legend. That's how we do it on TJC Sports. Let's go Warriors, says Ford in the chat here. Good to see some Warriors support. Feel free to show some Newcastle support too, legends. We love seeing a bit of diversity in the chat. Warriors by 4. First try scorer, Tanner Boyd. Liam drops the first prediction of the stream into the chat there. And Tanner Boyd, mate, he never misses. What a goat he is. I blame Blaze from Big Guy Sport why I like Tanner Boyd so much. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't like him whatsoever. Random Pampers fan in the crowd. Tanner Boyd, mate, my love for him has no bounds. I think it's just because I know he's a top bloke and he's a decent player. Yep, the Eels are playing on Sunday, Rinakama. Super Saturday is being fully brought to you by TJC Sports. Can't wait to see you at... Oh, my God, TJC, the voice crack. Did you guys hear that? Can't wait to see you at the footy tomorrow. Go Eels. Go Eels, Liam. I look forward to seeing you there, buddy. We're going to run rampant, more passionate than ever. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, and we have kickoff here at McDonald Jones Stadium. The Newcastle Knights rushing into the fray here. The Warriors on the defense to open up. For those who can't see the game, because of course it is Foxtel, legends. Not Foxtel. The Warriors will be going from the right of your screens, attacking to the left. All right, like whoosh. And the Knights, who are currently attacking, are going from the left of your screen, going right. But at the moment, since the Warriors are defending, it's Knights on this side going whoosh. Warriors keeping that line defending. There you go. We won't stick to saying that too much. It's just how we do it. Newcastle Knights crash through the middle, past the 40 now, on the 5th tackle here, Crossland, and it's Gamble who's going to clear it in the air, 42 metres gained here, over to the 15, where it ends up in the hands of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, not to be confused with the much more famous Roger Shuivasa-Sheck, wink wink. Short from Hansen here, and this is going to be a big test for Justin Holbrook with his spine. I swear they've had like 60 combinations, haven't they, at this point, the Newcastle Knights? They're one of the least consistent teams when it comes to their combinations in the comp here. And to have to change once again. Short to Jackson Ford on his 100th here. You add one more 0 to that shirt he's wearing, and he's on it here. Are the Eels playing tomorrow? Yep, Sunday they are. I thought you were playing today, so I was surprised to see you live. Don't worry, legend. You won't see me live tomorrow. You're going to see me live for all 3 of these games, but you won't see me live tomorrow, legend. It's Para versus Dragons at CommBank, and then Cowboys versus Titans, and I think it's in Townsville. Good effort from the Warriors. Knights collect, but the Warriors there to greet him. The Knights work their way out of trouble. Down the left edge here, Bradman Best collects the ball because he's simply the best. We love a bit of Bradman Best on the channel. The New South Wales Blues gets it over to Marju now, who squeezes over to the 30. And Phoenix Crossland, not the best golfer, but he can run the ball here, gets 6 again. And it was for being inside the 10 metres here as they run to the right now. Newcastle Knights, crashing forward, Dom Young with speed. If there's someone you don't want to leave in open space, it's Dominic Young. And Dominic Young gets over to the 40 now. Dane Gagai with the short pass to Sandon Smith here. Sandon Smith, what a solid player he is. I wouldn't exactly call him in that caliber of the X-Factor, Jerome Hughes, Nathan Cleary, Mitchell Moses. But he is definitely a solid player that deserved more than being a bit part 4th choice at the Roosters. Oh, gee, that was on there. Marju on the left side here. Marju wrapped up. Answer to the hardest NRL question. Who was the better player, Cronk or Thurston? Adam Smart? Generally, that's a tough question. But for me personally, I grew up always liking Cronk more. You know why I have that bias towards Cronk? Because we literally share a last name, legend. And here we go! We have our opening try of the game, legends. It's Fletcher Hunt on the hunt for an NRL try today, and he may have just got it. 4-0 to the Knights at McDonald Jones Stadium. And I'm starting to eat my words as I've only got one correct tip so far, and I didn't even get the margin right, legends. That's about 6 players just forging close over the ball. It was a kick from Tyson Gamble over to the right edge, playing it forward. Gagai went for it, and it comes off, I think, the Warriors. And it should be a try for Fletcher Hunt. Ooh. Unless they fought for a second that it may have touched Leatua, but I'm pretty sure that that's going to stand, legends. And we're going to have the opening try going to Newcastle. And they'll grab the first points of the afternoon here. Mr. Fletcher Hunt with it here. For some reason, legends, my brain's going Fletcher Hunt, Fletcher Sharp. Don't know why. I think that's just how it wants to go, legends. My brain's going ding, 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 bing, bing, bing. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Worth noting, even though it hasn't really impacted the game yet, late change into the team as Tyson Frizzell went out to the bench with Matt Croker coming in late to the lock position. They won't care, though. The fullback they were always going to name got the try. And now Sandon from the side here. Slots it, Brew. And that's a converted try lead to the Newcastle Knights in our first of 3 today. Fletcher Hunt, I'm not too familiar with his game compared it to the rest of the Newcastle Knights typed players. But, hey, if that's anything to go by that try, then wow. I got the wrong Fletcher in my super coach. I knew it. I knew somebody would make the same mistake as me, bro. You got the wrong Fletcher, bro. What a win for the Broncos last night, Tyler. Oh, yeah, shout to the Broncos last night. Epic stream. Over 2,500 of you guys watching and over 13 subs gained in that stream alone. Good kick from the Warriors here. We open up, and I agree with Ford in the chat, Legends. This is way too early for this. Get up, the Warriors. Get up. Wake up, Legends. Somebody wake them up here. Forgive me. I'd love it if you get the Rebels, but Warriors, wake up. I don't like this. Warriors, wake up. And we're going to pause the play for a second, Legends. It looks like we got a man down. Okay, when I said wake up, I didn't mean knock out a player. Let's see this. Morgan Gannon, Legends. Just sets himself up there in the second row. 2 sideways with it. That's just unfortunate. There's nothing from the Newcastle players to do that. That was all self-done by its own team there. Poor Gannon. And it looks like Marata Niokore, the NRL 2022 Parramatta Eels grand finalist and icon, looks to be coming on to swap Morgan Gannon here, Legends. There was a few links a couple weeks ago to him jumping over to potentially the Newcastle Knights. Good words from Dylan Brown, but nothing's really eventuated of that since. Probably just a slow news week, but worth noting. Had a bit amount of time now, and we carry on. Newcastle Knights down the middle here. We move over to the left now with Trey Mooney, baby. It's not Vegas, so I didn't have a dream for him to score, unfortunately, Legends, like I did for Vegas. But what I did have a dream of was that Bradman Best was going to crash on over, so I reckon he will, even though that's a little less remarkable of a prediction, Legends. Wandering around here, prancing around like a happy little elf in a village. And Tyson Gamble's going to clear it after 44 meters gained here over to the 5. But it looks like Gamble's in charge of the free kicking while the conversion kicking is done by Sandon there. Just it really shows you how different types of kicks, Legends, require different types of positioning and skills. DWZ over to the right. Interesting enough, it looks like Leka Halasima is playing on that left center for the Warriors here. And we got a penalty. The New Zealand representative, Phoenix Crossland, giving it away there, Legends. By the way, for those wondering where you can watch all 3 games today, they're all only available on Kayo and Fox League. If you can't afford that, this is a great alternative for you. And now over to the 40 meter, they managed to get it, Legends, and they might be able to squeeze something out of this set here, the New Zealand Warriors. They're going to want to after the opening couple minutes. Warriors round the middle here to Mr. Number 100 there. I'm going to call him Mr. Number 100 now, Jackson Ford, Legends. Wade Egan, one of the most under-talked about hookers in our game when it comes to talent here. Can Was score next? 100% they can, Cade. I would love for Wade Egan and Jackson Ford to step up. They both in my Supercoach team. Well, for the sake of... Okay, well, I speak for everyone where I say for the sake of your Supercoach, we hope those 2 in particular score, Legend. Tanner Boyd, over to the left. It's the halves linking up here. Arms up in the air from the New Zealand Warriors there. It's a good effort from the Warriors, but couldn't crash round here. The kick across field now. Takes the catch. And Newcastle managed to just about get the ball here now, Legends. Rugby fella, good to see you, man. I remember you last night. Rugby fella says, I'm out at the moment, so we'll watch the game when I get back. That's all good, Rugby fella. When you get back, Legend, feel free to stop by, bro. It's good to have you in the stream at the moment here. Remember, Legends, you know, as long as you can get here eventually, you're cool. You're cool. There's literally no problems. Jason Reader says 1-12 is his prediction to the New Zealand Warriors. And, well, that's not looking good at the moment. 6 again for the Newcastle Knights, Legends. Knights crashing through the middle. Taking his time to get up here. I love it when the NRL app doesn't want to... NRL app gives them weird numbers. Makes me have to figure out who everyone is. But yeah, Leka Halasima, Legends. Lots of defense for him in the opening moments of this game. As Newcastle Knights choose to speed forward down the left edge here. And it's up to Crossland to set something up in one of their last 2 tackles here. He gets the pass. It's a kick. Dom Young chases. The bounce. Tane to a big. He gets pressured. And it's a beautiful tackle from Tyson Gamble. And the Newcastle Knights are forced to goal line drop out here. The Warriors left in the bushes. And it feels like they're still at Mount Smart at the moment. By the way, absolutely incredible stadium. If you haven't been to Mount Smart before, legends, could not recommend it enough. McDonald Jones is all right, but I recommend sitting in the away section if you're an away fan going to McDonald Jones, because for me, it's one of those stadiums where it's really hard for you never know. You'll either get one or two things when you're at McDonald Jones. You'll either get a really chill bunch of people around you that'll have a fun time with you and have some great banter, or you'll get some really aggressive folk. So, you gotta be able to play both worlds. So I'd recommend trying to sit as close to the away fans as you can when you're at this kind of stadium. But that's credit where it's due to the Newcastle folk for making it their atmosphere in their area. Now we're at centre field with a 10-metre scrum after a very awkward short kickoff, legends. The Newcastle Knights will get the ball anyways from it. Replay potentially coming here. Tyson Gamble goes alone here, the former Brisbane Bronco. That's right, we're calling back to his Broncos days. Set restart now for Newcastle here. Back round the middle, it's Moody here. Trey Moody, baby. I love watching Trey Moody, the former Canberra Raider. Hits his line, held by Fisher Harris here, multiple-time premiership winner. Over to Jacob Saifiti here into the line now. And it's much easier to know which Saifiti it is now that Jacob's at the Knights still and Daniel's off at the Dolphins. It's a flick pass over to Sandon Smith here, who finds Crossland. He's got the line. It's Gamble, Bradman Best. I had a dream he'd score a try. He tries to fulfill that dream, and down he goes to the ground here. Gamble again. On the third, here's Smith. All the halves linking up. Fletcher, Gagai knocks the ball on here. Ali Leatua, it's play on, legends. Leatua's allowed to run. He's stripped out backwards. It's collected by RTS. The referee has a big decision to make here, and he's going to say, Warriors penalty. Dom Young not too happy with that call, but there's not much he can do about it. He's just going to have to accept his loss of lollies and carry on now, legends here. Did a little bit of it. Mate, that felt like a Rugby League Live sort of replay, right? He did this complete turnaround. It didn't even look like it had physics to it, Dane Gagai, but he did knock it on. And the Warriors now in a similar position to their last penalty. Now, they didn't score in their last penalty, but they did manage to get to around the 10-metre zone. Can they repeat that here? It's so hot in Sydney right now since Ridacama. Yeah, legend, I'm lucky to finally be in a house with air conditioning. I didn't have that at my old house, but, you know, that really helps out with the heat. If I'm being honest with you, legends, it makes it so much easier while streaming to be able to know that I can turn on the air conditioner, you know, and feel a little bit cool. Jacob Laban takes the tackle. We go to the right here with Tanner Boyd. Short to Morata Niokore here. Good old Mel on the channel. Not a big fan with the amount of knock-ons he does. Don't remember him doing as many for Para. Aaron Clark, short to Fish. Over to Tanner Boyd. LeBed finds the pass here, and it's RTS on the wing. They go back through the middle now. It's Wade Egan. Fisher Harris now. Shovels it off here, and Fisher Harris grabbed by the legs now. Egan to the right, 47 metres gain. Tanner Boyd hits it in the air. They're going for it. DWZ couldn't get there. And it looks like we're going to restart the play with Newcastle here, but no, it's penalty for the Warriors. Wouldn't have been my first thoughts after what I saw, but that's the call from the referee, legends. And the Warriors, lucky enough to have a full set, it looks like, from the 10, unless they want to take a really awkward kick. So he's waiting. It was a tackle for mid-air, legends. They're saying there was no contest and it was a tackle. Massive call. Oh, accident, that message. That's all good, legend. That's all good if you made an accidental message. Hey, the more interaction, the better, bro. All right? Don't be ashamed, legends, to, you know, just quickly be trying to type your own things. I love reading funny, unique messages, especially mistake ones. They're great. Tanner Boyd, let's see what Newcastle's defense is made of. And it looks like it's absolute pudding. Absolute pudding. The man on the thumbnail scores. Long live Aaron Clark. The former Gold Coast Titan puts the golden toast on the United. And the Warriors may have just made it all square here, assuming that they can get the conversion. This is a massive moment in the game. Aaron Clark for the New Zealand Warriors here. And what an opener to your Super Saturday this game is. Not too ridiculously high scoring early days, but also not too ridiculously low scoring. 6-4, kick to come, and Aaron Clark made popular to Penrith fans when he refused to shake Nathan Cleary's hand by mistake at the Dally M ceremony. Made even more popular by me talking about how legendary he is at the Warriors. Probably one of my favorite utility kind of players. He can play lock, he can play hooker. I think I've seen him shift around a little to a position other or two as well. Tanner Boyd, shout out to him. One of the most under-talked about fairy tale stories at the moment. 10 goal involvements. It's not the Premier League. 10 try involvements, legends. That is the most in the competition. He leads by 3 in that department, which makes him technically the current most creative NRL player here. Tanner Boyd, his first attempt here, and after I've absolutely glazed him about it, and he never misses, of course, he misses there. Tanner Boyd, legends, missing the kick, and it remains 6-4 despite the epic moment from Aaron Clark here. The game is not working on Sky Sports. Sorry to hear that, Rugby 02, man, legend. I'm watching it on Kayo personally. I don't know why it isn't working on Sky Sports, bro. I hope that this is good enough for you, legend. Renakama says, anyways, I was going to say I remember Dom Young getting sent off against the Bulldogs. Oh, I remember that too, man. Wasn't he playing for Roosters at the time? He had his shirt almost half ripped for it. It was quite insane, actually. Yeah, really, Tanner Boyd legend, but he did miss that kick despite it. And we've got 25 minutes still on the clock in the first half here, legends, after 15 have gone by. Tanner Boyd takes off with speed here, and Tanner Boyd goes down to the ground here on the 30 now, legends. Wade Egan looks for the pass and will find it over to Jackson Ford here, the number 100, as we call him. Egan with the up carry here. Onto the try scoring movement. He's going for it, and it goes to Clark. 35 metres gained here, and Aaron Clark looks a bit out of it here, legends. They might take a moment to take a look at him. He's taking his time getting up here. He's feeling his chin, it seems like, at the moment, talking to the trainer. Some deep breaths, and the orange shirt clears him to play here, and he's going to play the ball now, legends. Last tackle, Tanner Boyd. Good far kick over to the right side here, and on the 10, Fletch gets it. He was the first try scorer, and so far, the winning try scorer at the moment here. Crashes through on the left edge there, down to the ground. Don't forget, if you're enjoying it, that like button, share and subscribe, legends. Greg Marju crashing through again here. And the Knights just looking to strike again. McEwen down the middle here. Of course, legends, no Brown or Ponga tonight for the Knights. They're also missing Sharp. Certainly isn't a full-strength side that's leading against the Warriors at the moment here. Fun fact, they've actually lost their last 10 without Kalen Ponga, so this would be a big record shatterer of a game for them to win. Taking his time getting off it, the milestone man, Jackson Ford here. 51 metres gained now. We go to the left here, Sandon Smith, Bradman Best, the home crowd not happy here. It's a short kick for Trey Mooney. Trey Mooney almost gets there, but it's good defense from the Warriors. Take to a biggie through the middle, and Bradman Best had to be there to wrap him up neatly there, and Bradman Best gets him down. Big House Sports is wrong. He just missed. If you know, you know. If you know, you know, legend, with good old Blazy boy. Now DWZ round the middle here. Mooney, mate, that moment before Mooney flying through, if he takes proper gathering of that ball, it might even be a try. But Leatua will be relieved because it means he gets the ball here and he's on the halfway line now on third tackle. They get it off over to Aaron Clark now with it. Aaron Clark doesn't pass much, does he? Take to a picky through the middle, exposes some Newcastle defence here, and the referee's going to rule a penalty on top of it here. Dane Tuapiki should be proud of himself because he's just won a massive moment for them here, the Warriors. And they're discussing what they're going to do here. Tanner Boyd and the Warriors, what's the decision? They do have every chance with this one, whatever they decide to go with. And having missed the conversion, they'll probably want to square it up to 6-all, right? Despite the momentum, unless they really think that they can do it anyways. And yeah, that was definitely a high shot from Phoenix Crossland. No, they're going to go for the try. Really surprised, Legends. Really in shock that they're not going for the 2-pointer. But there you have it, Legends. I would have gone for the 2-pointer personally. But we move on now. It takes 3 to wrestle down Jackson Ford here, who goes to the ground. Second tackle now. It's just the second. As Wade Egan to Tanner Boyd. And it's 6 again here. Tanner Boyd may not have scored, but he's won a great moment for his team here, Legends. Inside the 10. Aaron Clark to the fish. The fish. Fisher Harris, did he get there? They'll check it. Did he bubble up? Come on, Fish. Try to sell it, brother. We got to confirm whether the ball gets to the ground or not there. If it does, they're going to lead by 2 here. The ref's not certain, though, about it. Yeah, that's the question. Did it touch the end goal here? Fisher Harris is clear so far. Oh. Nah, he puts it on his own head. It comes out. It comes close. That's Tyson Gamble's hand on the ball. Okay. All right. James Fisher Harris loses possession of the ball into the Newcastle arm. And it's going to be no try for Fisher Harris, Legends, despite what his rat's tail wanted. And after losing possession, it looks like it'll go back to Newcastle in this one here. Unfortunate for the Warriors. And they look so promising in this set too, between what the fullback did over to Tanner Boyd as well. They'll consider that a wasted opportunity in this game, Legends. Newcastle now, they managed to hold them out once again. And Newcastle, one thing that's really shocked me about them this year is their defense. I really thought their defense would be, we're just going to unzip this, Legends, despite how cool it looks, just to give TJC a bit more breathing room. I've been really surprised with the Newcastle Knights' game so far. I really thought they'd be doing much more poor when it comes to their defense in the opening rounds here. But so far, they haven't conceded more than 18 in a game, which isn't bad when you look at other teams this year, Legend. It's no Penrith Panthers, but it'd be in the top 8 probably when it comes to tries conceded at the moment from Newey. We go to the left here. Dangerous every time he touches the ball. Phoenix Crossland now. Gets it over to Saifiti. Saifiti will take the tackle to the ground now. And we move around here. It's a good long kick. Very speedy chase from Dane Gagai. And dips and rucks and avoids the tackle from Dane Gagai. And he does well. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck now into the middle here. That is brutal. That is absolutely brutal on him there, Legends. Looks like the wind's getting a bit strange outside, Legends. We might expect some rain soon around where TJC is. Neil Corey held out with it here. Goes to the ground. 2 tackles left in the set here. Almost halfway through the first half here. And it's a big hit there on the Warriors. Tyson Gamble making sure that Jacob Laban is the recipient of it here. And we got a big kick on 5th over to the 10 of Newey's end here now. He's got a bit of this Fletcher Hunt in him. And he takes a brutal tackle from Aaron Clark. Can Waz take the lead? Not as of yet, Legends. If the Newcastle Knights keep defending like this, I don't think that Prime Billy Slater, Cameron Smith, and Cooper Cronk could break through them. Ridiculous defense at the moment here. Newcastle Knights, Dane Gagai just takes the tackle and goes forward now. Third tackle now, center field, 50% of the tackles wrapped up here. They get past 50% of the field to the halfway line. And there's no 50% in this. It's 100% sure they get a 6 again. Warriors were inside the 10 meters now. We're 20 minutes in and the penalty count is already 4-0 in favour of the Knights at the moment here. I'm pretty sure the Wires have all the penalties, but Knights have been getting all the 6 again. It's kind of funny, isn't it? Gagai over to Dom Young. Gets it wrong here, and he could have got it, but just was unable to. Dom Young, it bounces slightly, and Tuapiki gets it here. And so far in this game, Legends, as we're over halfway through the first half here, 29 votes on the poll at the moment. 66% of you have gone with the New Zealand Warriors to win this one at the moment, Legends. And with it only being a 2-point difference, this, of course, can vary very soon, Legends. 31% for Newcastle Knights. 3% have gone draw. Nobody's tipped the ref yet. But, of course, why not? This game doesn't seem to be the kind of game where the ref will control too much. Dane, past the middle now. High kick from the Warriors. Over to the right here. Fletchy. Oh, he knocks it on! I just knew it! I was about to say really awkward kick. Moving so effortlessly through the air. It was gliding like Spyro the Dragon. And there we go. Can't say that, though, because, of course, the Dragon doesn't play till tomorrow. But that's a knock-on. And the Newcastle Knights will give Warriors a great opportunity. 18 minutes to go in the first half. Warriors, again, starting a set on the 10-meter line here. They've been good enough defensively overall, but just not quite that much better than Newcastle. Tanner Boyd marshalling his team here. Round to the left. Remember, he is the halfback with the highest involvements in the competition, Legends. New Zealand Warriors lift with it. Get before the try line. Tanner Boyd, short around Fisher Harris. He wants it. And the post is the best defender. Just short here. Wade Egan to Tanner Boyd. Gets it through here. It's a fed from the 5'8" here. He offloads. Leatua chases. And I think that's a tackle off the ball, Legends, potentially. No, it's 6 again inside the 10 meters penalty. Penalty for Warriors. It could have been a penalty for either team at that point. And it ends up going in favor of the Warriors again here. Newcastle Knights, frustration probably through the roof at the moment. And they're probably debating amongst each other about the kick, surely. There's no way they're going to definitely go for the try again. They are! Talk about an all-or-nothing team here. The New Zealand Warriors, Legends. See what their side can produce here. I'm sure Andrew Webster's curious to see, the former Penrith Panthers assistant. Could it be the Warriors' year, says Dad? If they keep going how they've been going before this game, absolutely, Legend. But at the moment, at 6-4, if Knights win, I don't know, man. You could just say, oh, opening 3 rounds, not enough to say. But if Warriors make it 3-0, just like Newcastle, you're going to have to wonder if, yeah, maybe they are in for a big year. Saying it's the year is a big call with how well the Panthers and the Storm in particular are performing, but it's certainly possible. Tanner Boyd kicks low here. It's a beautiful kick, and Fletch had to hit it out again, Legends, and the referee will blow his whistle again here for another Warriors penalty. It is just penalty after penalty after penalty. And will the ref ever put down the whistle in this game here? Liam Kennedy is just full of it, and they're finally going to go for the 2, the Warriors. And I'm sure Webster will be relieved by that. They can finally make it all square in this one here. Reacting very quickly to the Tanner Boyd kick here. And looks like it's surely going to be 6-all in just a moment here, Legends, between these two. Tanner Boyd, man, I did not realize how well he's playing. And now that I'm watching this game, this might be career best form for Tanner Boyd. Genuinely. Like, he was always solid looking at the Titans, but between him, Toby Sexton, and Jerome Hughes, you've got to wonder, what are the Titans doing with who they keep? Tanner Boyd leading the competition in try assists. Forgive if you hear any tapping, Legends. It is absolutely pouring outside. I think I saw a flash of thunder for a second. And yep, there's the thunder. I hear it. Very different weather to what you're seeing on the TV in Newcastle. And Tanner Boyd takes the kick now. And it's 6-all, legends. And returning from the ACL, Mitch Barnett is apparently on the field as well, legends, the former Knight. Future Brisbane Bronco there. 6-all, thanks to Tanner Boyd. It's 6-6. And when it hits 6 minutes here, it'll be another 6. 6-6-6, legends. Shout out to Mitch Barnett. He got 11 games in the 2025 NRL season, averaged 31 tackles in that. A hard worker. He never drops the ball. It was a chase between the Parramatta Eels and the Broncos for his signature. The Broncos, in the end, are the ones that ended up with him. Not that I'm complaining as an Eel. Mitch Barnett manages to get the ball here and opens up big there, taking on Tyson Frizzell and Phoenix Crossland. Sometimes I've got to remind myself that Tyson Frizzell still plays, legends, the former jargon. I've got a question. They both won their games, which were home games, but yeah. Well, no, the Knights haven't had a home game yet, legend. They were in Vegas, and then they were in... Oh, Tane to a pinky through the line. Gets over to the 30 now. Tanner Boyd was waiting in support here. They played in Manly, and they played in Vegas, legend. So it's kind of the opposites of each other, right, is what you're saying. The Knights are yet to play at home until this game. Warriors had only played at home to this game. Absolutely. It's quite interesting, legend. And we're seeing very different sides of them. Kicks in the air and scores from the air. Ali Leatua. And we've just got to check that Leatua was on side, legends, before we get celebrating too soon here. By the way, 3 subs away from today's stream's goals, legends. If you haven't hit that button yet, consider doing it to show support here. Will in the chat says, salute, legend. Right back at the salute to you, bro. Legendary chat as always. Tanner Boyd's looking very fit. Mate, Tanner Boyd's looking at career best form. I liked Tanner Boyd before this. I have no right to like him as much as I have. I've been influenced by certain Titan supporters, but like, even with this game, I'm just he's just so majestic, isn't he? Tanner Boyd, legends. And the referee's going to overrule. He's going to overrule it. The bunker's going to agree with him, and it's going to be no try, legends, and a penalty to the Newcastle Knights. Bro, is anybody else wondering if Tanner Boyd might just score at this point with how he's going? Can't wait for this year's Rugby League World Cup, though. I can't wait either, Dad. Don't you worry. TJC will be live stream reacting to every single World Cup game, legends. TJC will not be missing a World Cup stream next at the end of the season, but of course we've got to focus on the actual season for now. But we'll be at every World Cup game streaming, legends, not at the games literally, but we'll be doing the reaction. You know, we might go to one. It depends. I mean, it is pretty cool that it's here in Australia, but it really depends on what the fixtures end up like, legends. I can't wait for it though. It's going to be so hype, the World Cup. We will hold you to that, legend. You better, Will. You better. If I'm not at the game, I better be streaming, all right? If I'm not at a game and I'm not streaming, you guys have full permission to unsubscribe and go, TJC Sports, you're a muppet. You're an absolute donkey. If you don't give me a reason that's legitimate, like you've lost a family member or something, then I'm coming to your house and I'm burning that phone you make the vlogs with. I'm smashing the streaming camera. DWZ with the full momentum down the right here after the Knights knock the ball on. And they find it to Egan here, who goes to Murata Niokore now. And Murata Niokore, arms out, lifts up for it here. 11 minutes to go in the first half, legends. They're 30 metres away from the try line. Jackson forward now goes forward. Yeah, Broncos did win last night, Liam. It was a very good win. You know who else is winning? The Parramatta Eels tomorrow. Under massive pressure, Newcastle, and they've done a ruck infringement at 6 again here. Waiting into Barnett. Jackson Ford for the Waz. And it's Jackson Ford putting the Warriors in front for the first time in this game, legends. It's 10-6 with 10 to go in the first half here. And going back to 2023 era, legends, up the Waz, baby. Up the Waz. Eels, I've got to fix that. It seems like Will says Eels thumbs up. All right. I've got to complain to YouTube right now because you see how it says thumbs down on this screen here? Clearly, that's a mistake. Wills would never, ever say thumbs down to Para. I mean, he's essentially a closet Para fan. So I think YouTube has thumbs it down. How dare they, man? How dare they mess up your comment, Will, of support for your favorite club, the Parramatta Eels? Football Edits Ronaldo says, hi. Hello, Football Edits Ronaldo. Welcome to the stream, mate. Up the Eels, brah. You said up Para, so up the Eels, brah. Up Para, let's go. I'm faithful. I'm faithfully happy. We're waiting on the kick here now from them, legends. Dad says, I'm faithful in the Eels, even though I don't watch their games. That's all good, legend. That's all good, mate. Fate is fate, however you do it. Don't worry, legends. I don't expect everybody to do it exactly how I do it. You know, like nobody should be spending as many hours supporting a club as I do. I am not what should be the norm for you guys. Okay, I'm borderline unwell how much I support Paris. So you got to keep that in mind sometimes. Nope, never do that. Up the Broncos. Oh man. Oh god, they're now they're making up fake will accounts, legends. It's all fake. It's all fake. They're messing with Will here. Oh, no, legends. How are you feeling after you recovered from the flu? I'm feeling amazing, man. The one thing that's underestimated about a flu is that you never feel better than right after you're well from it. I think that those Sunday games when we first returned from the flu were some of my best ever. And from here on then, I've just felt fine, legends. I think it's because I was so set back by the flu. Like, literally, I couldn't talk for more than 30 seconds, legends. Which means I literally couldn't do prediction videos because after about 5 seconds, I'd start coughing. So to finally be able to get back with it just feels elite, man. It feels so good. And we're back at it here. We're doing 3 streams. I could never have done this while having the flu. I'll tell you that much. 1 stream would have been impossible. In fact, I still had the flu during the South Sydney Rabbitohs and Roosters stream when I was close to on the mend. And if you go to that stream, you'll see how pale, how much I was coughing, how unwell I really was during it. I should not have streamed that game, but because it was Alex Johnston, we had to do it here. Hope you're feeling good, Football Edits. Tanner got his kick. Yes, he did, bro, which is why it's 12-6 on the scoreboard right now. Oh, Marju loses the ball here. And it's a full set for the Warriors, guys. They could get another try here with 8 minutes on the clock here. Mitch Barnett already has a try assist. It's tackle 0 here. He crashes through the line now. And down he goes. By the way, appreciate all the get well messages, guys. Trust me, when you feel like you're going to need to pass on to the next life, you really do appreciate it. Speaking of passing on, Bigs, it's 10 in the bin for the Newcastle Knights, it looks like. And I think it's Fletcher. I think it's Fletcher Hunt, legends. Tyson Frizzell's questioning the ref. The ref saying he warned them. Constant penalties from Newcastle Knights. And Fletcher Hunt is going to the bin for 10, legends. 10 minutes in the bin now for Fletcher Hunt, legends. 7 minutes and a half left in this half, meaning that he'll be away for the first couple minutes of the second. Probably deliberately too quick off his line, Football Edits. When they give too many warnings to a team, they do have grounds, even if it's a minor penalty, to put someone in the bin, legend. What would have happened is that they probably gave a couple penalties and then they weren't listening, so he's decided to make his mark on the game and show his authority by putting a player in the bin. Going to a piggy, lots of wit on it here, and it's thrown into the Knights now, and the Newcastle Knights collect the ball. Tyson Frizzell with it here. Frizzell goes down to the ground now, legends. And you got to feel for the Warriors. They had players everywhere. They were a man up, and Newcastle Knights still were able to defend them. Bradman Best down the left here, and Best crashing forward. I'm just making the most of today's streams because that's the greatest tragedy about the vlogs, that I don't get to stream the games the next day. So unfortunately for you guys, we won't be doing the Sunday games. Basami Sorlo gets over to the 40 now. And Sorlo's wrapped up on the chest here. Jackson Ford with it. Crossland goes to Smith here. 33 meters gained. It's a beautiful kick in the air here. And on the 15, DWZ manages to get it, legends. Well, 10 years Lesniak. Keep in mind, we won't be able to do 3 games every Saturday. I mean, literally next week, Para's the middle game, so I literally can't. But what I will say, Legends, is that I will always do my best to give you as many streams as I can. Who's playing fullback now, Gagai? Potentially, man. I'm not too sure. I might keep an eye out on the field for you. Past the middle here. Looks like it could be Gamble, potentially. I'm trying to look at the positioning here. Crossland? I'm surprised Bradman Best hasn't been trialed at fullback before. He's got the movement and the fitness. He's almost wasted a little on the center. Bradman Best is X-factor of himself. High kick in the air from the Warriors here. DWZ is coming, and it comes off him there. It won't be a try for the Warriors. It comes off him, bounces forward. And the bunker will get the final say in this one, but I am 99% sure this is no try. 40-6 is dead 2, and then 42-18 surprised by both these scores from the Mars. I think most people are, Legend, but that's how the Warriors do things. To be fair, I think Newcastle have shown they're a way better team than people expected, but when it was, didn't see it coming. Well, Legend, that's fair enough there, but that's why you back your team through it all, mate, for moments like that. Unless you're going to watch and cheer on your team through those poor first 2 games, you honestly can't say that you can enjoy the win as much, right? Like, for me personally, the way that they were outclassed by the mighty Parramatta Eels, baby, and the Penrith Panthers was embarrassing. But look at how they reworked themselves, went to AAMI Park, one of the hardest grounds to go to with the form the Storm were in. They held them out for 40 minutes. The Storm did not score in that second half. Broncos should be so proud of themselves for their performance in that second half in particular. They showed exactly why they won last year. Brisbane Broncos simply performed in the second half. But they can't do that every game. They can't just outfit their team every game. There's gonna come a game or two where that messes up. But it's a winning formula at the moment, and good on them for it. And Newcastle Knights have just gotten a penalty, Legends, with 5 minutes to go in this first half here. Sandon Smith takes the kick. And honestly, if I was Justin Holbrook and the Newcastle Knights, I'd feel very hard done by. I'd feel very hard done by with how this game's gone for you so far. I mean, the amount of penalties the Warriors have gotten, deserved or not, a player in the bin, the errors that they've made that have been silly outside of that opening moment, the fact that they were overall the better playing team for a good portion, it's just unlucky for them, honestly, here. And the Warriors get to the 30. But if Newcastle can square things up here with 4 minutes to go, it would be a massive moment for them. McEwen with a shot on him there. McEwen goes down here. Back to the left to Smith. Greg Marju, he wants to go for the equalizer. He takes them all on, bats back, and Leatua is there to stop it. Just out from their own line here. But our confidence, though, will be huge after that. Absolutely it will be. Just like Paras is going to be huge after they win over the Broncos, which means Para versus Dragons tomorrow. Para at home. Mitchell's yet to wake up to his big game yet. Will it be at home with the mighty Eels crowd cheering him on? It better be, Legends. Just chucked that ball straight to a Warriors player, didn't he? 4th tackle now. Halasima with a run here. And it's Egan, Tane Tuapiki around now. And expecting another thunderstrike hearing in a moment. Yeah, there it is. Tanner Boyd with a kick in the air. Is it a coincidence at the moment Tanner Boyd gets the kick over to the 20? Thunderstrike goes off? I don't think so, Legends. I don't think that that's a coincidence at all. I think that Tanner Boyd caused that thunder that just hit me. It's been a weird start to the season with high scores, but seeing these two sides perform well is great for the game. Hope the Eels can make solid improvements this year. Can only hope so, Will. Hey, you know what I love to say, especially when it's early days? See you in the finals, Legend. And you got us back against the Finns for sure now And you got to back us against the Finns for sure. Absolutely, I'm tipping the Broncos versus the Finns, but you're going to have to wait and see because I don't need to let all my tips. Prediction videos are really good for the channel, so you won't be able to hear them all. Greg Marju runs back into the field of play, tries his best, but I reckon that he's been out at some point during that, and the touchy agrees with me. We'll take a look at the sideline here. Don't let it be another Vegas moment. Yeah. Just graced on through. If he reacted ever so slightly faster, even the smallest amount, maybe it would have been a remarkable keep and play. Well, they have gifted the Warriors one last opportunity with 2 minutes left in the first half. Fending here. I reckon Broncos 13 plus next week against the Dolphins. I agree that should be the case, but you never know in rugby league. I mean, what Broncos did to Storm proves that no team in bad form can 100% be guaranteed to lose to the heavy favourites, legends. So we'll have to wait and see. I'd like to see how Dolphins go against Sharks, who I've tipped to win 13 plus, the Sharks, by the way. I'd like to see how Dolphins go in that game, the Finn Derby, as I love to call it, TJC original. Hansen round here, doubles through, and it's a try for the Warriors. Halasima scores for the Wars here, and the Warriors have another Legends. I want to wait on the Sharks game versus Dolphins before I say how the Dolphins are going to go next week, but I'll almost certainly be tipping the Bronx. 16-6 now, the scoreline, Legends. And this is the difference. The Wars able to keep it in the field of play again here. And Leatua crashing on over. And I love that my tips may not be cursed. That was probably a line ball pass between being forward or not, guys. Luke Hansen, I think arguably forward. But they just didn't have the numbers anyways. And with 35 seconds on the clock, we've got to try. Still a second half to go in this one, as well as 4 other halves when you include the other 2 games on the Channel Legends. We're in for a ripper of a day. Especially if it keeps going how it's been. End-to-end stuff, eh? Hey, Leka Alasima, third in the top try scorers behind Sua Falogo with 6 and Thomas Jenkins with 8. He's on 4. He's got half of Thomas Jenkins's. In fact, he's on the same amount as Thomas Jenkins had before he scored 4 versus the Roosters yesterday, Legends. And Tanner Boy, Legends, 1 second. We need to take a moment here. I want you all to start praying with me to our Saviour. This legend right now, Tanner Boyd, the mighty Tanner Boyd to get the kick through the post. Through the post, Tanner Boyd, Legends. Tanner Boyd slots it in here, and it's 18-6 at halftime here at McDonald Jones Stadium. The referee here today, Liam Kennedy, has made a lot of calls. Many will be controversial, including Phoenix Crossland's twist on Jacob Labarde. I reckon Knights fans will have a lot to say about this game after. Frizzell still struggling to get his words together at halftime, talking to the ref. And here we go. Time for the halftime point of the show. It's the TJC Sports Halftime Show with your host, TJC Sports. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Shout out to Tanner Boyd. He's done his homework, is what he says to Lara Pitt here on Foxtel. And I'm not shocked by that with how he's playing there. Tanner Boyd, the definition of you don't need natural talent when you have the work ethic. If they get pumped by Sharks, will you back us 13 plus? If they get pumped by Sharks, 100% I will tip you 13 plus if they get pumped by the Sharks. But they have to get pumped from the Sharks, Legends, all right? They have to get pumped by them for me to say 13 plus, all right? Once I see how that game's performed, you will get my definitive opinion on at least that game. I won't share my opinions on every game because I want surprises for the prediction video so you guys watch it. As loyal as you are, I need to give it an incentive. But I will let you know what I think of them heading in. Deb says, my question is, what is the Gold Coast Titans' biggest problem for them usually being outside the top 8? The fact that they don't keep their players, Legend. There's your big halftime hooter thing. They don't keep their players. They lose them. They lose them every time, man. Former Titans players galore. They could have had, in fact, they could have had Payne Haas and Reece Walsh as Titans, even though that never ended up happening. They could have had Jerome Hughes, though he was more of a fullback at the time, went on to Storm after that. And look how that turned out. Hughes was also at the Cowboys as well, but I guess Queensland just wasn't favourable of Hughes, wasn't Legends, unfortunately, for him. And then, of course, in fact, Cowboys have some interesting ones. Billy Kickow, Brandon Smith, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about the Titans. You know, Toby Sexton, he's went on to be a solid half and will be signing for the Bears next year. Tanner Boyd, Jamal Fogarty for Manly, even if Manly aren't in good form, he himself is in good form. It's honestly, for me, it's retention that's the big problem for Titans. And they also, for me personally, I don't know as much about the Titans as even other streamers on YouTube. If you want a really good streamer, he's probably streaming the game at the same time as me right now, BK Sport. He has a very he's a very passionate Titans fan that could be probably much more straight up with you. But for me, I'd say retention and unfortunately the mentality of a lot of the players they've signed in the past who have just seen it as either a retirement home or a holiday destination for themselves. I mean, how badly did RCG work out for them despite being so well hyped at Para? Cue the thunder of Tanner Boyd. Oh, yeah. I'm for both these clubs because I signed in Newcastle I lived in Newcastle 45 years and follow my home side, the Warriors, since day dot. Hey, George, you know what? Usually I go iffy about two team support, but you know what? I respect that. You probably even have a preference between the two, but the fact that you lived in Newcastle for 45 years, you can't just leave. You can't let the Newcastle take it out of you, right? So respect, man, for that there. All right. Shout out to George James, a very unique fan, but a very legendary fan. Because one thing I love about rugby league fans is we're all so different. If the Dolphins get pumped by Sharks today, I will. Absolutely. I love the energy from both teams, not going to lie. Yeah, no, both teams haven't been terrible today at all. I don't think you can be going, oh, these jokers, they've been terrible. Why do I even watch this stupid club? This isn't that kind of game where you can be like that for me personally. I think that the Warriors and the Knights have had their positives. But where the Warriors have heavily won is in the penalty count right now. And the Warriors are taking advantage of that. If you don't get a call your way, especially when you're a man down, how are you meant to find that momentum to get back into that solid foundation for like a lead or even an equalizer, right? The Knights need to go back to the drawing board a little because they're very dangerously at a point where they could let this one blow away. I don't think they will, but they're at a close point where they just might. Holbrook will be no idiot to this. He's a very solid coach. I still was in shock when Titans let him go. I think Hade's the best recruitment since him, but I was never a fan of them getting Des. I never thought that would work out for Titans, and it turned out it didn't really, did it, Legends, at all, unfortunately for them. In the end, for me, Holbrook is a decent coach and was always going to move on from being assistant at the Roosters, and the Newcastle Knights looked to find their footing in the second half. They started well in the first, and overall, when they were manning up, Knights for me looked better on the ball. I don't think that they've taken advantage of looking good on the ball, you know? All right, looking at more of the chat here. Let's go the Waz, says another legend here. Let's put that up on the thing here. Shout out to you, my guy. Let's go the Waz, legends. Come on, load the new chat so I can read them. Come on, YouTube. I want to be able to read these legends. I've made a promise to them at halftime that I will read to them, and that's just what I'm going to do. Liam Pritchard says, Tyler, can the West Tigers make it 2 wins in a row against the Rabbitohs tonight? Absolutely, assuming that Tigers game was anything, that Tigers home game versus the Cowboys was anything to go by. I'm not sure if it is, considering how poor the Cowboys have looked this year so far. But if the Tigers were just simply playing that good against a side, then they could walk all over Souths. I mean, Souths was so, I want to give credit where it's due to Johnston breaking the record. Remarkable night for him. But Souths was so predictable versus the Roosters. The way that they played was just so, we want to break the record heavy. Like, I know that any team would want that, but it arguably costs them better chances in the long run for themselves. And the South Sydney Rabbitohs, while they'll be glad with what happened and being able to unveil that statue and all that stuff, they'll be looking for a big bounce back after it. Now that the record's been broken, they're just going to want the wins. They'll be looking for that big bounce back versus the West Tigers tonight. That's our primetime game, legends, 7:35 on the channel. I can't wait to be live for that one. That'll be the final one, though. We've still got a whole Sharks Dolphins and a second half of this game to go in that one, legends. I personally tips the Rabbitohs, but if the Tigers can get the job done, the Tigers can get the job done. At the end of the day, I just love rugby league, legends. When I do the tipping videos, they're just my thoughts, and they're quite often only half right. You know, there's going to be correct ones in there, but they're very half bakes, right? I'll get the odd perfect week, and when they do, you better believe I'll be bragging about being the master predictor, but they have to happen. Dead in the chat says someone in Reddit post had said that the reason why Waz struggle is because they can't perform well against the big teams in the NRL, since they're the only team outside of the NRL. There is an element of truth to that, legends. There is definitely an element of truth to that. The Warriors definitely do struggle in a way due to that. They definitely have struggles that no other club in the comp would face, just because of the sheer distance of it all. Speaking of going the distance, they are right now. I think, though, that they're beating a solid team at the moment. And credit where it's due to the Knights. I think that they're trying their best. And they're definitely not a team that will just lie down and take losses this year. Or at least that's what they've shown me from this one. Fun fact, though, and it's not a stat Knights will want to hear, but I have to be honest here. Last year, obviously Newcastle are coming off getting the wooden spoon. They went 2 straight wins last year as well before they went on to lose a bunch of games and get the wooden spoon in the end. They ended up beating the Tigers and the Dolphins in those 2 games last year. Of course, they weren't under Justin Holbrook at the time, but does that really matter, legends? You know, both teams actually, funnily enough, Tigers and Dolphins, we're going to be watching in the next 2 games, right? Dolphins in the second, Tigers in the third. How exciting is that? It's going to be a great upcoming bit, legends. Not as familiar with as much NRL Reddit posts as I'd like, legend. When I think of Reddit, I think of random problem guy had 12 years ago that I find, kind of. That's just my thoughts on it, though. You know, legends. Remember also, final day of big streaming here. If you've enjoyed the streams this round, consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel if you're new, and of course hitting that notification bell to be notified of every time we do so, legends, because we do this for pretty much every game, every round, except for the days where Para plays. Sorry, that button just... So it would be really appreciated. Don't strike me, man. Don't strike me. I'm good. I'm good. Okay? Stand down. But at the same time, I love the NRL for allowing different nations to be represented in the league. Bro, rugby league is nothing without its multicultural. That's why we have multicultural around this round, legend. It's nothing without its multicultural. In fact, majority of people in rugby league now have something in them, even if they don't acknowledge it. I have Maori in me. I don't look it, but like my grandmother was literally full-blown Maori. You know, I have a tribe I'm from. Like, even if it's invisible, you know, most people nowadays, even if they don't admit it, varies between fan bases, have a culture, even if they don't acknowledge it. Multicultural is needed in our game, legends. It is nothing without it, all right? It's why I don't even have a problem with a Origin game being in New Zealand, like the rumors say. You know, show some respect to the guys that literally kept our game alive during the whole epidemic, guys. I know some of you are too young to remember that even, which is scary to think about with you really young viewers, but that's true. That's the truth. That's a thing. But multicultural will always be a big thing in our game, especially with teams like the Wilds, but just in general, guys, you know, it doesn't matter whether it's local multicultural or across the world multicultural, right? There's nothing... That's why this round's so special, legends, and that's why our game is so special. We're one of the most we're one of the most well-varied sports in the world, legends. You know, like I know that there's the soccer slash football. I know the cricket has varied. Not the cricket, the tennis has very varied people as well. But yeah, I guess my point I'm just trying to make is multiculture is important, man, and you know, you be proud of where you're from, legends. All right, be proud, okay? Even if it's whether it's obvious or not, whether you're going around with a big sign on your head, just hold your head up high. All right, it's every round, but especially this round in particular is a round to be proud of where you come from and support this wonderful game that we all love together, legends. All right, this is a foundation where we can all grow as one. Yes, preach, says Dan, mate. I think I just preached for a couple minutes now, bro. But I mean it. I mean it, legend. I mean every word of it. And Rugby Fella says, I'm back. Welcome back, Rugby Fella. Good to have you in the stream, legend. Love the cameras with profile picture again. I'm confident that we beat the Cowboys next week. I'm very confident the Storm beat the Cowboys next week. In fact, I'm still going Storm 13+. One thing you don't want to do is play the Melbourne Storm against after they've just lost a game, especially when they've lost that game at Amy Park, legends. I'd be terrified if I was the Cowboys. I'd be going, please just don't put 50 on us, man. Just don't put 50 on us. I beg of you. I just don't want to concede 50. Don't do this to me, man. If I was Cowboys, I'd start praying. Anyways, legends, almost time for the second half here. I hope you're all ready on our first game here. Let's get pumped up for it, legends. Nah, it's not still half time anymore. All the players are out on the field, which means it's time for the second half, legends. We'll just wait on them to kick it off here. How big is this going to be? We're going to continue on preaching as Dan wants. We're going to continue talking about how doomed teams are like Rugby Fella wants. And we're going to answer whether it's halftime, which it isn't, from Football Edits here, legends. Time to put the headphones back on and get this party started. And according to Kayo's thing, it's a 58% chance for the Warriors. It's not a 58% chance on my poll, is it, legends, for the Warriors at the moment here? It's a 67% chance, with 27% going with the Knights, 4% draw, 2% the ref/bunker. And we are underway here for the second half of our first game. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck with the ball here, crashing into the line now, and down he goes there. Ali Leatua on the 20-meter line now. Mitch Barnett now. Mitches get stitches there. He and Mitch Kenny are the only players where I'm able to ever say that there. Goes down to the ground here. 2 subscribers away from the stream goal, legends. If you haven't hit that sub button yet, please consider doing it. I appreciate every single one of you. In fact, as Jackson Ford takes the tackle on the ground here, over to the middle here, and Wade Egan gets the ball off. Shout out to our 3 most recent subscribers who are public: Minty, Owie Baba, and Rugby NRL 345, legends. And the Warriors put another one long here, and Dane Gagai manages to get the ball on the 10 here. Smoothly crash in and dash him forward here. A minute gone by already in the second half here as Greg Marju gets it now. And Greg Marju, with a ferocious speed, moves forward here and goes down to the ground now. Bradman Best, arms out, just fending them off here. Looking to get it out their own end here. We go to the right. And that's Lucas Pucus Mucus with the ball. And with the best of them, he gets it to Bradman Best. 50 meters gained on the halfway line now. And it ends up on the 10-meter line here for the Warriors now. And with a brilliant run, it's taken to a Beaky here. He's in a dangerous position there, but he manages to get it fine here and goes down. That was a very good kick, by the way, with no angle to work with. Complete credit to him for it. Fletch now with the ball here. We go to the left here. Leka Halasima. Fletcher Hunt is officially on the field, legends, by the way. after losing out in the first half with that sin bin call. The Warriors. RTS moves to the middle now. And Roger Tuivasa-Sheck now waiting, and Tanner Boyd. That's a very pinpoint kick here. And Fletch and Greg Marju struggled with it. They didn't know what to do about it. They managed to get the ball, but it wasn't through easy means here, and down they go. And here comes Newcastle. The kick from Tanner Boyd was special there, Greg Marju. And if that bounces the wrong way, that could have easily become a 40-20. Bradman Best now goes side on into the line now. Bradman Best crashes down here. Phoenix Crossland over to Pasami Solo here. Gamble around now. McEwen here, or Lightning McEwen, as we love to call him on the channel. Tackle. Over to the halfway line then. Tyson Frizzell here. Frizzell to the 40 now. Letting the arm free here. Pressure from Barnett here. He gets a big kick in the air now. Over to the 10. And DWZ loses the ball here. Solo, that'll be a double knock on, I reckon here. Solo tries to go for it, but it'll be a double knock on. And Newcastle Knights, while they'll get the ball, I don't think they're getting the try here. They weren't prepared for DWZ to mess that up like he did. This could be Newcastle ball. Okay, so they've cleared the kick chases as onside, legends. DWZ leaps up in the air for the ball here. We'll let you know what the bunker calls. Delaware 10 years of Lesniak. It's initially a clean catch, and he knocks it on after the tackle. Dylan Lucas just making the tackle. We need perspective now, guys. Are they going to say maybe it went backwards, potentially? Surely not, right? Oh my God, they're calling knock on. And then they're going to say Knights knock on. I don't want to be that guy, but every call is going in favor of the Warriors right now. Goodness me. Oh, poor Pasami Solo. The ref rule, the bunker rules actually, that it will not only be no knock on because it went backwards, but it'll be a knock on to Newcastle because straight after that. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Who do you think is the fastest NRL player? Oh, bro, it's got to be between what? The Hammer, the Fox. The Fox is one of the fastest, bro. Reece Walsh is quick when he wants to take off with it. Jason Saab is quick, but I mean, I don't rate him as much as the others in terms of other things. I think there's a lot of players you could go with fast. I'd say my favorite fastest player is Josh Adokar because of the fact that he's a Parramatta Eel. But, you know, I mean, I'm also conflicted because Walsh is the Queenslander and I'm a Queenslander. So I guess my brain kind of mushes a bunch. Over to the right now, Morato Niokore here. Taking on what could have been his team, according to rumors. 36 meters gained here. Tanner Boyd. Tanner Boyd's just gone to another level, hasn't he? No wonder he looked like prime Nathan Cleary against the New South Wales Cup players. Bro was Andrew Johns, man. Bro was Andrew Johns in the New South Wales Cup. Getting over to Dom Young here. And Dominic Young will take the first tackle for the Knights in this set here. We go to Marju, and on second, it becomes 6 again here for them. I've seen a clip of Fox and the Hammer foot racing. Wow, I know they're insanely fast, man. It's a battle of who you say between the Fox and the Hammer. And look, if I'm being unbiased, I might think that when it comes to the fact of age difference, I might go with Hammer. But if I'm going on who I want at their absolute peak, I'm going with Fox. And it's third tackle here. We play inside to the middle here with Cant here. And despite his name, Thomas can do stuff. And here is Brazil to gamble. Long pass for Dominic Young here. Dom Young looking to equalize for the Newcastle Knights. But there's 3 defenders on him here and they get them back. 3 minutes out. Here, 3 meters out, 76 meters gained. Lots of chases. Did the Warriors touch that before it rolled out? And oh, he's going to call Tate to a pick. He did touch it. So it'll be a goal line dropout now, legends.
Once that ball floated over to Dom Young, I thought it was a certain try for the Newcastle Knights, by the way. I've been shocked that didn't end up occurring to be so. Oh, it was tight. It was tight whether it touched the ground, but I think it just barely, yeah. And again, as Teleport. Guys, as Teleport kicks it. Again, thunder outside. Tanner Boyd, what are you doing? You're changing the weather with your kicks. He's changing the weather with his kick sledges. I'm not even making this up. He has a superpower, Tanner Boyd. He's got a superpower. The offload from Newcastle here to Thomas Cart here. Thomas Cart. Barnett in full there. Gets a good tackle. Here we go to the left. Smith gets it to Hunt, and that's a knock on there from the Newcastle Knights. Number one for Lucas. DWZ, and the ref actually says play on here, legends, and Dane Gagai had to step up for it. They find the offload, stepping around here, the 5A, and it might have been better if DWZ just took the tackle. At least we win a New South Wales Cup against Newtown. Hey, there's always a bright side to everything, isn't there, rugby fella? Except for some things, but we don't talk about it. Usually, if there's not a bright side to something, then it's absolutely horrific what's happened. Aaron Clark back onto the field for the Warriors. He got the opening try that gave them hope after they went behind against Newcastle. After he went over, they grew some belief, and then Jackson Ford managed to do it as well as Leatua. And he'll be rushing 35 out from the Newcastle line. Tanner Boyd with the short pass around here, and it's a tough tackle from Dylan Lucas on him. Last tackle now, 63 metres gained here, half an hour to go. Tanner Boyd, Wade Egan, Tanner Boyd hits it in the air, DWZ, it's lost by Knights. And the referee's going to rule tackle in the air. I think that the Warriors are in their rights to challenge this one, to be honest with you. I don't think there was a tackle in the air, personally. Challenge. I'm surprised they don't want to challenge. I'm really surprised. I don't think he tackled him in the air. I mean, Dallin gets underneath him, but there's no way Dallin was going for that, surely. That's very unlucky for the Warriors. Very unlucky call. And the Newcastle Knights get the penalty. But that's the thing. If you're not going for the ball, you can't be interfering with what happens with the ball catcher, right? So I guess I get it. And it probably would have been a foul challenge because of the bunker's logic, but still. Yeah, but if I was the captain, I probably would have challenged it. I probably would have called it the most acceptable lost challenge ever. Genuinely. I don't think I would have changed my mind on the fact that I don't know if that should be a penalty. Gamble with the early stuff to Gagai. Dane Gagai to the right, shifts over with chivalry to the halfway line now. Phoenix Crossland. Now on the third here to Frizzell. Frizzell gets over to Warriors' 40. They're 40 metres out from the try line now. Fourth tackle, 2 left in the set here. Gamble, that was borderline. Very lucky there. Newcastle held. Kalen Pogger to Gamble. Very high kick in the air, and it ends up with Tane Tuapiki here. Marks him with ease there. Fletch, Hunt. And RTS now tapping through the middle here. Anybody else ready for this year's State of Origin? Me. State of Origin, World Cup. Mate, it's a State of Origin year, a World Cup here. We're only in round 3. It's an exceptional year. It truly is, man. It's so special. This year is going to be massive, not just for TJC Sports, but for rugby league fans, right? We're all going to be over the moon. Jackson Ford gets over to the halfway line. Fun fact, legends, the last World Cup we had was the year that I first started streaming. And it was in my first couple of older streams. My first ever stream was the Cowboys versus Eels preliminary final where Para made the grand final. It was a very emotional game. I got over 1,000 views on that one, which was really impressive for our first ever stream. And then we kept up the consistent thousands until we hit 1K just about a few months later. It was like a month later, legends, that we hit 1K on the channel after that. Yeah, my first 1K. Doesn't that feel like a lifetime ago now that we're on 5.46? Soon to be 5.47 if 2 more people sub in the next 4 hours of content, which I think surely happens. Tyson Gamble now. Down the right here. Finds Crossland. Crossland around. Unfortunately, we didn't stream Origin that year because I was just barely not at the stage to do it. I didn't even know what I was doing with the para one. It's a good long kick here over to the 10 now, Legends. Looking for the fullbacks here. Sandon Smith grabs the hips there. Still half an hour to go, Legends. Can you believe only a minute's gone by and we've had so much happen in that last minute? And Roger Tuivasa-Sheck takes the tackle from Dylan Lucas here on the 30. To his wingmate here, DWZ, but I don't see him giving him any good pickup lines. And then now, through the right here, they keep going. Delhi Cherry Evans cut next Thursday. Oh, I can't wait for that stream. That's going to be our next stream on the channel after today. After today, we will see each other for the Delhi Cherry Evans Cup between Manly and the Roosters, guys. And that's going to be a legendary Thursday stream. Tanner Boyd through the ruck here. 30, 20. It's Tanner Boyd, the goat to Fisher Harris. Fisher to go alone here. And he's got it. He's got it. Fisher Harris, Legends, for the Warriors. On fifth tackle, he's awarded it. And oh my God, the fish, hook, line, and sinker. It's the day of fishes because we have the 2 fish family close enough teams next game when the Sharks take on the Dolphins as well to look forward to after this one. Tanner Boyd, though, rips apart the Newcastle defense here. He gets by 3 defenders, gets it off to Fisher Harris, and Fisher Harris puts his arm out for a beautiful grounding there. James Fisher Harris, ladies and gentlemen. Great reaction there from the Warriors. Newcastle not quick enough on it. And it's 22-6 now. It can always be a controversial topic when the halfback decides to run the ball and you're not known for it. And Tanner Boyd there, it's one of those things where if it doesn't work out for him, you're all screaming, what's he doing? But because it worked out for him, it's absolutely exceptional here. And we're waiting on the kick here. I think everybody should start considering Tanner Boyd for a potential spot in their halves in the Supercoach. Oh my God, how good. Tanner Boyd. Bro, is he suddenly becoming one of the best halfbacks this year? Tanner Boyd, man. Tanner Boyd's making me lose my stuff. Oh my God, the setup he's creating. You'd think he was Cleary. In fact, if I didn't give a name to him, I'm sure with the way he's playing, you'd go, is that Nathan Cleary? 2 try assists tonight, Legends. Yeah, he missed his first kick, but his running game has been exceptional. I think everybody, I don't think there's one rugby league fan watching this game live that is not impressed with this bloke. Tanner Boyd, Legends, right there on the screen. And it hits the post, but it's in. It hits the post, but it's in. And when it matters the most, it hits the post. And it goes in, though, so they're not toast. 24-6 now. It was 6-0, by the way, Legends. It's kind of like how the Roosters-Panthers game was 4-0 to the Roosters, and then the Panthers did what they did against them. Right? That's how this game's going, Legends. Fisher Harris, oh my God. Bravo. Just bravo. You got to give a big pat on the back to them. Incredible Panthers have held their opposite team to 6 and less. Oh, I know. Absolutely incredible. 10 points conceded this year in 3 games. That's wow. Just wow. 10 points in 3 games, guys. You have to applaud the Panthers for that, but you got to applaud Tanner Boyd for the performance today while we're staying on topic here. But agreed, the Penrith Panthers are a team to watch, aren't they? As always, most years. When have they not been a team to watch since 2020? I mean, 2019 is probably the latest you could go back to where they weren't really a team to watch. But even then, they didn't finish near the spoon, did they? But in fact, the last spoon bowl before it was Tigers Eels was, I believe it was the Panthers in that one, Legends, believe it or not. They were in the last spoon bowl before Tigers and the Eels. Slammed onto his back here on the 40. Tanner Boyd, 56 meters gained here. Takes the big kick here. And on the 10, DWZ with it here. And that'll be tackle 0. Touch the Knights. A chance to make it 30 on the board for the Warriors here. Laban. And Laban into WR here. Laban runs forward here. Personally, I prefer calling him Jacob Labam, but Jacob Laban works too for his actual name. It's going to make it hard for Metcalf to return as halfback. Absolutely. Tanner Boyd does not deserve to lose this spot. In fact, I'd argue Metcalf has to be shifted. Metcalf has to be shifted. Tanner Boyd, he goes alone. He has to be shifted. Tanner Boyd scores for the Warriors. And Thunder just struck again. He is changing the weather with his form. Oh my God, Tanner Boyd! Tanner Boyd! This man might be the greatest Warriors halfback I've ever witnessed. I'm in awe. I am thinking all throughout history, legend. If you're ever questioning whether you should have been born, think of all the points in history you could have been brought into this world, and you've been brought into a very small point in history where Tanner Boyd exists. Tanner, gosh darn Boyd. Absolutely exceptional through the line. He sits Dylan Lucas on his stomach and crashes on through. The Knights defense just caught on and around here, and he's going to make it 30 in a second because he's also the kick taker because he's just that goated. It will be Boyd and Metcalf in halves. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think Metcalf should go to 5'8" with how good Tanner Boyd's doing at halfback. For me personally, man. That will do me. I'm getting him in my fantasy. You have to. I think we all gotta. Who cares? That side says Boyd is on the run. Boyd is on the run. Tanner, gosh darn Boyd. The epic start to the season continues with Tanner Boyd. It's 30-6 now. And I'm jealous of such a goated halfback. And the up the wires chance going crazy here in the Newcastle zone. The start to the season they can be proud of. I think that's a random Knights fan in the Warriors section. Warriors fans so passionate for their club, aren't they? Honestly, can I be honest? I've never had a bad experience with the Wires. In New Zealand, I loved them. Maybe it's because of my heritage and my family connections, legends, that I just don't. I find it impossible to not like anyone from New Zealand when I'm at a game. But for me personally, some of my best memories of a crowd are the New Zealand Warriors crowd. They're just so epic, and I've been to both New Zealand and that. In fact, last time I was in New Zealand, I was on the same plane as the Parramatta Eels team. Legend, yes, I'm a Para fan. 23 minutes to play here. Jackson Ford is bored with here. And why do you have to trip? He trips himself up there. Does the channel support the Warriors? Unfortunately not, Peter. I'm a Parramatta Eels supporter, but I am a lover of the Warriors. They're like a third team for me. I've got a lot of relatives that support them, so I'll always have that soft spot for them, even if I'm absolutely not a Wasps fan. I'm a Para fan. I got Cleary as my captain, says Rugby Fella. Oh, mate. You know what? That's a pretty good pick after what they did versus the Roosters, eh? It may not be Tanner Boyd, but it's epic. It looks like we have a bit of a problem here for Wade Egan. I think he copped it a little on the way down, unfortunately. Football edits Ronaldo. Do you want that? Gotcha. 6-7. 6-7. There you go. The Knights push forward here over to the left. And it's a penalty for the Newcastle Knights. It's a penalty for the Newcastle Knights. There we go. There's your 1-6-7. I won't do it again. I feel terrible. I feel sick that I did it, but the request is the request of the viewer, right? TJC's gotta cater to all niches, especially the youngins. Dead2 says, I'm from New Zealand myself, but I mostly support some other teams in the NRL. But by the way, shout out to all my New Zealand viewers and PNG viewers, because there's a lot of users that show up. And other teams in the NRL, but I still love and support the Warriors all day, every time. Absolutely, man. The Warriors are just such a likable team. Newcastle are a likable team too in their own right when you look at them as one of the working class teams, but that doesn't mean that they're not what's the word? It doesn't mean that they're not absolutely they're not, they're not on the Warriors level necessarily, but they're fine. They're fine. I'd say I'd rather go away to the Warriors than the Knights, is what I'll say. Liam Pritchard says, Tyler, first NRL team Parramatta Eels, second NRL team Warriors. That's a good 2 teams for you, Liam. For me, it's the Knights aren't all bad. Absolutely, it's comparing a bar of gold to a golden nugget, right? That's just all it is. They're both still nice to have. Captain's challenge from the Warriors legends. Or Newcastle. Very awkward blue. That might be Newcastle, actually. Just very poor choice of blue for them. For me personally, I'd say Warriors are currently my second team. But I would also argue that I think outside of them being my second team, they're not my second team. Like, I don't support 2 teams. I'm a Para fan through and through, but they're a team I have a lot of care for, right? The Warriors would probably be the second one, and then they'll probably, this is going to sound weird, all right, but there is context behind it. They'd probably drop to third next year because the Bears legends. And before people go, why the Bears, it's been so long? It's because my family were Bear supporters before they got axed from the comp. Or at least 90% of my family were Bear supporters before they got axed. Unfortunate stuff, right? But it is what it is. But because I know it's not the North Sydney Bears, but there'll always be that soft spot for them. So for me, they will somewhat be like a team I care about somewhat, So for me personally, the Bears will be like, they won't be our second team, but they'll be like, if you ask, what would your second team be? It'll be Bears and then New Zealand after next year, legends. On the 4th, to Tanner Boyd here. They're on the 10-meter line of Knights End here. DWZ passes back for Jackson Ford here. And Ford is held above. Too many Newcastle Knights stepped in there to stop him. Yo, to Sarah Edits. Yo, Sarah Edits. Welcome to the stream, bro. Good to have you here, legends. What a bloody game last night, mate. What a bloody game indeed, Sarah Edits, bro. It's been absolutely legendary, man. By the way, 1 sub away from the stream goal of 5.47k, legends. If you haven't subscribed yet, help us reach the goal. What a bloody game, though, it was. The Broncos, man. Credit where it's due to them. I'm glad the Bears are back next year. Thank you, rugby fella. It means a lot. I'll always have a lot of respect for the Bears. The stories I've heard about them, my family was very close to them at one point, despite being Eel supporters as of now, And it looks like it's going to remain. It's going to be okay. It'll be Knights ball. You don't want to play Melbourne after a loss. Absolutely not. So the Cowboys should be terrified, bro. They should be terrified, man. And the goal's been achieved, 5.7k. Let's go, legends. And that'll be the end of the goal for this stream, though. If you do want to sub anyways, it's appreciated. We move on to the other 2 streams where we'll look to gain probably about 5 a stream and try to get to 5.48 before the end of today, eh? Phoenix Crossland, over to Gamble. Gets it to Trey Mooney here. Trey Mooney forward now, looking for the pass, is going to decide to hold on to it now, and down he goes, legends. Gamble. Smith goes to Bradman Best, and that's so unanswered. Bradman Best loses the ball. And the frustration's getting real here as the Warriors try to comfort him now. Stream is YouTube featured. What does that mean? It means that I'm monetized CO edits, which means YouTube advertises me as an official partner, which is kind of a funny thing because they've got everybody on YouTube, so many monetized. But yeah, legend. It essentially just means that because I've had the agreement to be monetized, I am an official partner technically on YouTube's algorithm. So this is YouTube approved streaming, legend, essentially. You don't want to play. I didn't get to watch. I was playing at the same time. Did you have a good time as much as the others, legends? Did you have as good of a time as Broncos, man? Like, did you smash it? Did you score a double like Jordan Ricky? It never says YouTube featured only today. Only today. Yeah. Well, YouTube's very inconsistent like that, man. YouTube's very inconsistent like that. It also helps that they're always changing every week, man. It wouldn't shock me if it was a new thing from them, bro. But I do know that that's something they do occasionally. Shout out to our top 3 viewers so far, Rugby Fella, Liam Pritchard, and Football Edits. If you want to make the top 3, legends, you're going to want to keep commenting, guys, with your legendary opinions. Another sub gained. Amazing stuff, guys. We're getting ahead before the next game. Tanner Boyd hits in the air to the left now, and it ends up with Dane Gagai now. Dane Gagai with the ball here. Gagai moving forward to number 3. Fisher Harris and the halves link it up to grab him. Dom Young now. First. And Newcastle still under assault here. Get to the second now. Marju now with speed here. And Marju ducks down to the ground now. Dead says, I've seen the question of the 3 teams in the NRL. They've never won a grand final. I know these, legend. I know these. Gold Coast Titans. That's one. Warriors are another. They've gotten close, but they haven't won it. And the Dolphins, right? I've got it. I've got the teams that didn't win haven't won it. Right? Dead? I know what I'm talking about. Those are the 3, right? Sierra Edit says, and it was my first rugby league game in 4 years since the surgery. Was it, CEO Edits? Oh my God. Guys, we've got the Bronco. We've got the Bronco Thomas Flegler in the chat. It's CEO Flegler. Oh my God. 4 years, brother. That's insane. Bro, you're Bronson Cherry if he never got suspended. And was just injured for that time he was out, bro. Good to have you in the chat. Congrats, man. Did you? It's good to hear you had a good game. Yeah, I won. I won 14-10 and forced the dropout that won us the game. Let's go, mate. We've got the prime. We've got somebody in their prime in the team, mate. He's bounced back with a point to prove. Absolutely legendary, CEO. 13 plus Warriors in the last 3 rounds, says Rugby Fella. Hey, I'm glad that I got it correct, Dead bro. Glad I got it correct. Oh, LeBan on the sideline. Tanner Boyd with it, legends. Tanner Boyd offloads, but he tries to do too much and gets it to Dylan Lucas here. Turns out we didn't watch. Turns out that we don't watch Sherry. Yeah, no, you don't watch Sherry. Parra doesn't watch Sherry anymore at all, apparently. Yeah, nobody wants Bronson Jerry at the moment, do they? This has been a good game to watch, honestly, this first game, guys. We still got 2 to go after this one. Be sure to tune into the Finn Derby and the Dragon, not the Dragons, and the War. This is the Warriors game. Oh my God, how did I forget the second game? Sharks and Dolphins. It's the Finn Derby, and then of course West Tigers buddies. I'm just gonna see myself out after that. Jackson forward in his 100th game, tackles. Phoenix Crossland, 34 meters gained here, 16 minutes left on the clock still. They hit it in the air to the middle now. And Hunt chases here. Tane Tuapiki gets it. I hope to play rugby this year, says Dead, to be honest. I'm not league. I'm saying to play union first. Oh, really, legend? How old are you, bro? How old are you, bro? But I've shown interest in jamming the league. Hey, mate, that's awesome, man. I wish you the best of luck with it. Hey, try to remember me when you're at the top. Starting with the union, bro. Jennykins says they miss playing league. Oh, man. You know one thing that really sucked about growing up in Victoria? Being a rugby league fan and never really getting to play proper rugby league, even for fun, legends. You know how much that sucked? Really sucked. I joined an AFL team. We came second last in our league. I got like 1 goal all year because I was just like, this is stupid. What do you mean I can't cop them to the... Why? What do you mean I can't cop them to the hip like in rugby league, you bastards? I'm like turning 16 this year. Oh, damn, Dad. That's awesome, man. Well, good luck, man, when you turn to the big 16, bro. I was stuck indoors for my big 16. I hope that yours turns out better, man. Enjoy that, bro. I hope your career goes well for you if that does end up working out. I know it's the 1% that get through, but hey, have the mentality that you're going to be that 1%. Only 1% grow a channel that has an audience like mine, but we're there, aren't we? Tyson Gamble gets it to Matt Croker here. Matt Croker through now. All good, Dad. All good. If you want to know. You're 22. Sick, bro. I'm 20 going on 21 this year. Don't remind me, though. I don't feel like I'm in my 20s yet. Bradman Best to Greg Marju here. And Marju crashes over for the Knights. And there we go, legends. 5th tackle here. 14 minutes left in this game here. And the Knights man with way too small of a shirt there. Zoomed in at as the Knights make it 10-30 now with a kick to come here. Absolutely bravo. Should be proud of yourselves there. For those of you wondering, by the way, with 13 minutes to go until we're wrapped up with this game here, we're due in around 47 minutes to be live for the Sharks and the Dolphins. I hope to see a lot of you there showing love for that one and keep up the hype as we get into it. Putting themselves back into the game here. Very few chances. Greg Marju, though, managing to bag the try. I played for the club Darren Lockyer played for when he was young. Really, Janikin? That's pretty cool, isn't it? A nice little fact for you. So Sandon Smith from the side here. Ball coming off the 10. The tee, not the ideal start here for the Knights. It fell off the tee, legends. Sandon Smith. Yeah, City Gladiators. That's genuinely cool, man. Genuinely cool. For the kick. The Newcastle Knights. And this will help. It's 12-30 now, legends. Probably a bit much for them to come back, but they'll try and make a big finish, I think. 12-30 now. Greg Marju, the try scorer for the Newcastle Knights. And I think that's 2 straight games at the very least for him that he's got over for the try. Actually, it might even be 3, to be honest with you, Greg Marju. He's been highly attacking this year, even compared to normal. The only weakness Greg Marju's ever really had is defense, and I don't think that even this game he's had as much of a problem with that. But with a bit of luck and a little bit of desperate defending and attack, they get the job done. And he's tied with Jackson Ford for most run meters today with 172. He's no stranger to a big run, but if we want to talk about a winger with a big run, talk about Brian Toto, who went prime Alfie Langer, or as he said, Mary Fowler last night. For me, that was Langer, though. Oh, my God, the double kick and whammy through for the try. Here's Dan Gagai now. Down the middle, the former South Sydney Rabbitoh. Finds his way to the left here with Phoenix Crossland. And it goes to Dylan Lucas now. Dylan Lucas, arms out, just pushing forward here. 12 minutes on the clock, legends. Will Tanner Boyd allow his Wars to fall behind? That was a great try from Bizza. Oh, absolutely it was. And this could be a great try. Fletch Hunt down the right on the hunt for a try. Gets to the 20, 15, nearly to the 10, and couldn't get there. Leah Tua catches him. Newcastle with massive numbers here. Gamble to Smith here. Gamble again. Kicks low. It was too predictable. Ends up in there to Croker now. Croker will just take them on, and it's going to be a full set again here after the Wars did play at the ball, legends. Sandon Smith. Dummies. Tries to go through himself. Couldn't break through here. If you're enjoying the stream, remember to hit that like button and subscribe. Matt Croker. Croker couldn't find it through now, though. That's 3rd tackle here. Crossland goes to the right here with Fletch Hunt now. And Dane Gagai with it. Pushing them off here. They're going to want to try in this set if they want any hope, in my opinion, of crashing through. And it looks like we're going to stop for a potential head clash here on Jackson Ford and another player. This year, I'm looking forward to focus on getting my grades in and playing rugby. But right now, I'm struggling to play since I've been missing out on preseason training. Hey, legend, those studies aren't aren't complete a joke. I'm trying to figure my words here. Vote. Just do your best, right, man? Work to the best of your ability, okay? Like, hey, as long as you don't quit and you give your all, you can hold your head up high however it goes, man. Academics, once you get that perfect blend of the academics and playing, well, you're just on a great trajectory, aren't you? And here we go. Newcastle Knights and Warriors head clash now, legends. Penalty for the New Zealand Warriors. RTS actually, legends, for the head. Warriors getting a penalty because of it. I'm really in shock by that, actually. And here we go. New Zealand Warriors on 35 now. Well, game 317 for Dane Gagai. He loves to play his rugby league matches, doesn't he? He can't be far from the end of it, though. It's definitely in his last couple of years of playing at best. The referee stopping us before they were going to make a big run now. James Fisher-Harris through the middle into the line here, legends. We're not wrapped up with this game just yet here. We've still got 10 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock to go now. I never played rugby league before. Very minimalistic with TJC, man. I've done one-on-one stuff, but I've never played in a team thing. No, me neither, but that's because I'm Victorian. I kind of have that excuse that I never really got the chance to. Wade Egan to Tanner Boyd. Gets it over to Marata Niokore here. And Marata Niokore now with it here. Egan. Warriors chance here. Tanner Boyd kicks slow now. And it ends up in the hands of Fletch now. Fletch with the ball here. That's fair enough, man. Yeah, you will get hit hard. There's a lot of rugby league fans don't mind that. But yeah, if you don't want to get hit hard, don't play rugby league. You can watch it, but don't play it if you don't want to get hit hard. Trey Moody with the ball now. Chance the arm here. The ball with it now. And on the cusp of Land Tower here, he crunches Trey Moody. Lucas steals a few extra yards now. Crossland. Over to Smith again here. And, Moody loses the ball now, legends. And that's a massive let-off there for the Warriors. Under 10 minutes to go now. Just 9 minutes on the clock, legends, before we wrap this one up here on the stream. And then we'll be getting ready for a big second stream. In my opinion, next stream should be a rivalry, and I'll explain why when we get to that one. It's so petty why I think so, but don't you worry. I'll get into it why I think next game should be a rivalry after this, despite them being from completely different states. That doesn't matter. Melbourne and Para are from completely different states, and they hate each other. And as we enter that final bit, legends, the Warriors lead with a 70% on the poll when it comes to tipping, and I'm in no shock about that here on second tackle. Only 24% back Knights. It's a charge down from Newcastle, which means Warriors get a full set again here. Samuel Healy collecting the ball now. And down Healy goes now onto the ground here. Can they come again? Over to Tanner Boyd now. Finds Aaron Clark. Actually, it's Marata Niokore with the ball now. My bad. Marata Niokore now going down here on second. Aaron Clark. And it's a knock-on from the Warriors again here. It's been a pretty poor second half compared to first half from the Warriors, in my opinion. Knights, though, they haven't been much better. Just scoops it around left now. Warriors looking to completely reshuffle them here. As we go to Saifiti now. Just keeping that door slightly ajar for something. Phoenix Crossland to Trey Moody. Gamble. Finds McEwen. Who now goes to Standen Smith here. Standen Smith. And RTS with the shoulder. What's the ref going to call? The ref's going to call play on. It looks like. No, the ref's actually going to say it's okay. It's a knock on. I was going to say, that's a shocking call if the ref calls play on there. Definitely touched RTS's shoulder. Speaking of RTS, rumor has it he might be looking to join a Sydney club in the near future. Very curious to see how that would go. Obviously, he has history with the Roosters, which automatically makes people interested in that. But I don't know if the Roosters will go down that path personally. And the Warriors got another opportunity here. Well, just get it to Tanner Boyd, legends. Just get it to Tanner Boyd and the job will be done. Yeah, it's Battle of the Finns, rugby fella. Making a bold prediction for Rabbits and Tigers, the game it will go to Golden Point. Rugby fella, that is a really bold prediction, but if it goes to Golden Point, you look like an absolute genius. Remind me of that prediction when you get onto the third game, mate. All right? Remind me of that prediction because that's going to be a huge one to be talking about. Wade Egan now to Tanner Boyd. Boyd backwards around now, underneath here. Hits and spins now. Egan now through the middle here. Clark. And does he have a double here? I don't think he does. Not yet, at least. Held up on fourth tackle, legends. Shout out to our top 3 viewers. Liam Pritchard in third. Second, rugby fella. And Dead in number 1 spot today, legends. And now we move over to the middle here. Marata Diakore, this is the last tackle. Tanner Boyd kicks. Very awkward hit on him. And the Warriors knock it on. The referee is going to blow his whistle. Yeah, had to be a Warriors penalty. Tanner Boyd, I thought that was all. Oh my God, they've taken out Tanner Boyd. Tanner, no! Tanner! Tanner! Somebody check Tanner Boyd. Somebody check him. I'm booking my flights to Newcastle. Tanner! Not Tanner Boyd! What have you done? What have you done, you monsters? You monsters! You could have touched anyone. He runs through the kicker's leg, 10 in the bed. You get out of here, Trey Mooney. You hurt my boy. You hurt Tanner Boyd. Get out of here. 10 in the bed. I'm not even trying to be biased, but he hurt my boy. Get out. Trey Mooney, 10 in the bed. He's gone for the game. Luckily for Tanner Boyd, hopefully he doesn't even have a bruise because I swear if he even has a bruise after that. Honestly, the fact that Warriors are gonna win, I'd say rest our boy, rest our Pookie, rest him, rest the Pookie, please. Don't let our goat Tanner Boyd. I don't want him gone. He feels almost like a new Mark Nichols for me. I love him. Only this guy's performing to another level. Looks like they're going to take the kick, legends, but Boyd won't be taking it. I honestly feel like that Warriors could make a third appearance at the grand final. Genuinely, if they continue the form they've been on the opening rounds, absolutely dead. Absolutely. They're loving this side. Off to a 3-0 start to start the year. Tane Tuapaki, he's scored 4 goals before this, and he's never missed, legends. Just like Tanner Boyd. We forget about the first kick. He never misses. Never. And there we go. The Warriors, 32 points to 12 now. What a game. Can you believe that this is the only the first of our super duper Saturday, legends? Because I can't. This is truly remarkable. Mess with me and find out is what Tanner Boyd says. And they've scored 2 more points on the board. Webster here, not trying to get too excited, but amazing signs from his New Zealand Warriors side. Short kickoff, batted back, and Warriors get the ball here. Holding it, and that's going to be a penalty. Yep, had to be a penalty. Had to be a penalty. And feeling it now, the 5/8. Dad says, boy, 237 NRL points on NRL Fantasy with an average of 79 points. Yeah, now get Tanner Boyd in your teams, legends. Get Tanner Boyd in your teams. If I don't see every single one of you next week saying Tanner Boyd is in my team, then you should get out of here. Damien says another win. Yep, another win for the Warriors. Bravo to them. The New Zealand Warriors. Pat yourselves on the back, as we love to say. Incredible stuff from you, legends. It's hard to remember a time where the Warriors looked this good at the start of a season, legends. Genuinely. I don't even think the Up the Wires year was this hype for me, how I'm looking at them right now. This is amazing from the New Zealand Warriors. Egan. Over to the left, stepping around here. Very good tackle on the legs there from Gamble. 3 wins, 0. 3 wins, 0 losses. Yes, is dead. Yes, 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 baby. Tane Tuapiki here. Tuapiki into the line now. But got to stay calm and humble. Exactly, legend. You got to stay calm and humble. You got to, you know, always. That's the one thing that I think so many people forget, legends. All right? Don't lose yourself to whatever achievements you make, okay? Because at the end of the day, however much you earn your achievements, it doesn't mean that, like, don't forget the people that got you there, you know? Don't forget the people supporting where you're at, essentially, right? For me personally, like, I am very much yet to, you know, like, it would be, forgetting where you came from would be like me, now that I've got 5,500 essentially subscribers, it'd be like me forgetting people that told me how to edit, you know, who I still talk to just because, oh, well, I don't need you now. I know how to do it. Like, you got to, no matter how big or small, you got to remember the people that made you. Tanner Boyd runs through the middle here. Through your success, stay humble. Be proud of it, but stay humble. Marata Niokore with the short ball now. Over to the right here. And held above. We're in the final minutes of the game, legends. The Warriors want one more. I think they want to just about hit 38. Healy, dummies here. All away teams have won so far, says Rugby Fella. I can't believe that, man. All the away teams, brother. They're the ones getting the job done. Forget about the home teams. And, puts in the kick here, but the Knights hold it up. And with 35 seconds on the clock, that might be the end of our thing for this game, legends. Might be the end of our first game when it comes to the scoreline. Right now, I've got Harry Grant, Nafua White, Cooper Bye for now. Cooper Clark, Simi Sasagi, Maimolga, Talangi Man, Farnworth, Crichton, Tower, Hammer, Drinkwater in my fantasy team. Well, I would highly recommend putting Tanner Boyd in there now. Not a terrible side, legend. You could do a lot worse on the side you picked. Absolutely, you could. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. And by that logic, it means Dolphins and Tigers should win, right? Newcastle kick low. DWZ with 10 years of Lesniak here. Offloads, Tane Tuapiki. And actually, we're going to finish with one more try as he passes it backwards here to the 580. That is brilliant. And they say chivalry is dead. It's not dead. It's just come alive. Come alive. Come alive. Luke Hanson for the New Zealand Warriors has a try. And is that his first try for the Warriors, legends? In the final second against the Knights, it's Luke Hanson who gets a try. And what a way to celebrate his debut, apparently. Yep, so that would be his first try, legends. Luke Hanson. What a dream moment. And to think that could be one of you young legends one day. Oh, my God. 36-12 with the kick to come. And then will be wrapped up in this game, legends. They just have to draw it out that little bit longer. W to a Pecky. I'm having a feeling that we'll lose in round 9 since they have a round 10 on a bye. Oh, yeah, legend. They've got to make you stick with the loss, right, for a while. Adds up to me. The Warriors just celebrating, trying to be there for Hanson. And Jackson Ford now kicks the goal. It is 100th, 38-12 now. It gives me RCG vibes. Congrats to him on 100 games, by the way. It's hard for me to believe Jackson Ford is in 100 games already. Remember him being a young rookie. And we've still got 2 games tonight, legends, but appreciate the subs as we once again put the number out. Let's see if we can get it to 5.48 in the next 2 streams, legends. It's definitely possible. Only 9 subs to go. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Congratulations to the New Zealand Warriors on the victory today, 38-12. They definitely deserved the victory in this one here. The Newcastle Knights just lacked, I think, that little bit of pizzazz. You know, they got the opener, but after that, it just was all Warriors. Look, you could argue most decisions went Warriors' way, but towards the end there, Newcastle they didn't make the most of their crop at all, did they? So I'll see you guys next time. Let's go. And for those of you wondering, TJC, how do I watch the other stream? Well, firstly, it's on the channel, and if you hit the bell, it'll let you know when I'm live in 27 minutes, guys. But if you can't wait that long and you want it right now, the stream, the link should be dropping in right about now to it. So feel free to take a look at that and show some love to that stream. Build some hype, guys, all right? So that we have a big, big game, all right, in the next one as the Finns battle, all right? It's the clash of the Finns, the Dolphins and the Cronulla Sharks at Shark Park. I couldn't think of a better atmosphere for our next one. Make sure that you head over there and enjoy, legends. Let's go. I'll see you in a bit, guys. Come on!